Welcome back, everybody, to Sanity Lost, the podcast with the perfect audio.
Totally perfect audio. Never a problem.
The
First time, every time.
First try.
Yep. Every podcast is one take, mainly because I don't want to edit more than I have to.
It's true.
I think that's what there's like a lot of podcasts. I don't listen to as much now, but there have been like other podcasts I listen to where they're like a TTRPG podcast, and they're very edited well. Like when I say edited well, it's just they got soundtracks and sound effects and just all this other stuff going, to where I listen to them and I'm like, yep, that's their only project.
Yeah. I know it takes a ton of time.
Yeah, that's why, at least for like ours, and even while you guys have been on Pointless Discourse, since I'm the one that edits both of those shows, I'm very much like, hey, we're going to make sure that everything is caught while recording.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think the only time I cut stuff out is if there's a technical glitch where someone drops from the call and we just need to stop, or something terrible happens, and that's when I'm like, okay, I have to do extra work now.
I mean, I think that's one of maybe 3 or 4 times that we've started an intro and ended up restarting it because of
I was
some
going to
weird
say, that
audio
doesn't
thing.
happen a lot. Yeah.
And it's probably, we can count it maybe on one hand.
Easily. I mean,
Yeah.
out of over 100 episodes, we've redone an intro,
Yeah.
like maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It's, yeah. Well, with Hop and I, our last recording, her internet just died, and like for the last, like we were closing the episode, and so it was just me, and I'm like, I don't know if she's gonna be right back. It looks like she's still online. And she's like, I'm going to go and restart the router. And so there's at least 5 minutes of me just rambling incoherently, which is normal. But it's not filtered's the wrong word. It is not set within the boundaries of a co-host there to be like, okay, we're going to move forward.
Oh my gosh.
So
You could have just paused and then restarted, maybe, or something.
That's way too
no,
much
she just
work.
like, I would have done that, but then like in the middle of my rambling, she sent me a message because I was like, well, I don't think she's coming, so I'm gonna just end the wait, she's answering, she's not coming back, so we'll see you guys next week. So that did happen one other time to Hop, when we had a guest on.
Okay.
And this guest has confirmed ADHD. I think that
secret ADHD that we don't talk about.
yeah.
Oh, look, squirrel.
You can't get me what? But yeah, it's I think that episode went on for like 20 minutes longer than it should have, and I don't even think we talked about the movie we meant to talk about.
I am sure that is accurate, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
So. But yeah.
Sounds about right.
But we're, as I've been telling the players, we're drawing a lot. They probably hear me say this almost at the start of every recording. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's been like 30 episodes you've said this, so.
I know. It's like we could be. Well, I don't say we could be
30
finishing tonight.
I know, he's just been dragging this out for so long now. You can't let it go. You got to say goodbye, Dave. You got to say
what?
goodbye.
I could just
No, it's
flip
not
the
time. We
switch and
just
just say, play better, and we could be done.
Wow. Wow.
Harsh.
All right.
Can't believe you went there.
I think throughout the course of playing this, because You know, here's a fun conversation starter, like which we already started a conversation. Have you guys played, what's like besides Call of Cthulhu, because we've kind of not, we've like agreed to play this game recorded for a little bit longer. I didn't say that.
But it's fine.
But like, have you guys played?
Actually, we're secretly trapped here. Everyone, this is the secret of the show. We exist only in this screen for all of eternity for Dave's pleasure.
So you should have read the contract more carefully before starting.
That's very Call of Cthulhu fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Dave probably forgot what he was asking.
Nope. But have you guys played a game? I feel like I know Nite's actually, I might know everyone's answer. But anyway, have you guys played, like, what's the TTRPG that you played the longest besides this? Or if there is a game that you saw that you'd be like, now that I experienced this, I wouldn't mind trying a different, like another game that I heard of.
I mean, the longest system I've ever played is 5e, for sure.
I mean, this is the one we probably played the most actual games of. But yeah, time-wise, 5e, we've probably been...
Oh, I've spent more time on Cthulhu than I have with 5e, but outside of Cthulhu, then 5e, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like, outside of the show, because I feel like that's cheating for that answer.
Oh, well, outside of the show... Traveler, then Shadows of the Demon Lord, and then 5e, I think. In that order.
They're all games I ran.
Yep. We did the one shot with who was the ran it for us? With Ecorb, where you opened the box that I was going to be opening the next round if he hadn't.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why I don't get invited as a player too often, which is funny because I, in the near future, have been invited as a player to a game.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, so we'll see if I ever get invited back again. But yeah. So, no, I think... like after doing so many episodes of this, I think Call of Cthulhu is probably one of my favorite games to run.
Yeah, I really like Cthulhu. I do.
I'd be interested in seeing or trying Vampire Masquerade at some point. That system looks interesting.
I think that goes on sale on Humble Bundle every once in a while. Actually, I might own it already. Yeah. But yeah, that might be fun. Like if like I know there's ideas and talks for what season 2 is going to be. But if we wanted to do,
I mean, topically, it's kind of adjacent as well.
I don't own Vampire. I thought I did. I checked, but I don't know if we can fit it in and want to actually play games so soon with each other. But I don't know. That might be something fun. Like the sky's the limit. To be fair, what I'm planning on doing on the stream, there's going to be more one-shot stuff happening.
I do love a good one-shot. I think that there's a lot of like when you're asking like what are the systems that I would want to play, a lot of them are in like the one-shot. Like you could play a long game, but like they'd be more fun just to do like a short thing. I would love to play Mouse Guard at some point. That one shows up at all of the PAXs where you play as like little forest creatures. Do you have that? Nice.
Oh, there's salt on the floor. But yes.
Yeah, I really want to play Mouse Guard. I love the idea of it and everything I've read about it. It just sounds so fun. Why is there salt on your Mouse Guard box?
There was salt next to the Mouse Guard box because I don't have enough room in my cabinets.
Okay.
So
your game shelf is now your pantry. Cool.
There's literally rice right there.
Oh, there is.
The rice is an important background character.
I was going to say just fits in with all of your figurines.
I know. Behind there is garlic. And on the floor, on the bottom shelf, is Hungry Jack pancake mix.
I know that you're going to be there for a while, but I really need you to move and get bigger apartment.
I would also like to move. I think one more year, but as I'm having my own Cthulian adventures with the mold coming up the drain sink, that might be kicked up.
Get out now. That's my nightmare.
Yeah. Well, when it's the choice between saving money and not
dying. Those are your choices, Dave. Saving
then I don't
money
have to
or
worry about
dying.
it. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh my gosh.
You have to find someone else to run season 2.
Now. You can't die.
She keeps telling me to get life insurance, so she could kill me.
And put her on as the what is it called?
Yep.
Wow. I might have some questions now about your girlfriend. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, I know with so like a peek behind the scenes for people who are listening or watching this, we record this on Tuesdays, and me not knowing how to like pace things, I'm just like, well, what am I gonna do on Tuesdays? And I was like, wait a second, I've been wanting to run these games, and the way we're talking for season 2 will not be happening on a Tuesday. So I was like, okay, I think I want to run like a long form thing. AKA, I want to run that 5e campaign I wrote for the charity thing that never happened.
Yeah.
But like do that as a seasonal thing. So like on one Tuesday, it's like, hey, here's our story-based campaign that's going to be 4 or 5 episodes. That it's just going to be one big chunk a month. And then a second Tuesday is going to be a one-shot. And it's just going to be like, I'm going to throw in to the Discord that all the players that I keep amassing, like, I'm running this on this day. Who wants in?
Okay, that's fun.
And it's going to be a one-shot. We're going to, like, do pre-gens or come with a character in mind, or if characters can be made pretty quick, we'll do that. But it's just, like, it's like that way we have the long form and the short form.
Yeah. I like that. And I feel like that's easier to jump in and out of, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because whoever's playing in the long game, it's like, okay, it's going to be like at most 4 months. And by that, it's 1 game per month.
Okay, yeah.
So,
nice.
Which I actually need to go tell the people in the Discord. But anyway, that's a different thing. But no, I think if I had to answer my own question, I think almost any Chaosium game I want to play.
Yeah. You've talked a lot about that.
Mm-hmm. I think Call of Cthulhu is my favorite game by them. I know Pendragon is a game I would love to play, which is King Arthurian style stuff. And then they have another one, 7th Sea, which is pirates and stuff, which is a lot of fun. The only one I'm not super interested in, mainly because it's like I think they're kind of chunky system is I always blank on it. It's like this game set in the Iron Age or Bronze Age.
I don't know. That one's not ringing a bell.
Yeah, it's RuneQuest. RuneQuest is what it's called.
RuneQuest. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's I've heard it, I've seen it, I listened to it, played multiple times. I think it's really neat. It's just not my style of fiction that I like. But outside of that, well, it's whatever's behind me right now. Oh no, there's a bunch of stuff behind me. So yeah, there'll be something.
Yeah.
But anyway, are we ready for games?
I was gonna say we still have to get through this one. Apparently, we're just forever indebted to it. So we'll see. Yeah,
hey, when Theodore knocks on your door in the middle of the night and says, "You have to tell my tale," and you got to listen to the Spindly Clown Man.
The Spindly Clown Man. Yeah.
So here, music.
I'm sending him over
With
to
these
your
new
place
headphones.
next.
He's already been at my place.
No, wow.
He's right. Hi. How loud is this music for you guys?
Seems fine.
It's fine.
I have to ask because my new headphones make everything the same volume now.
Oh.
So, any poops. Yeah. We are brought together as our heroes. That's a strong word. Our students and a time traveler.
Wow. Throwing shade so early.
You sound like I
Jeez.
don't do that almost once a chapter.
I know, but it's early.
It's the last, potentially the last part
I
of the
don't
chapter.
even believe
Oh,
you.
you
You've
keep
said
saying.
that like 4 times now. Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
keep saying, as we scheduled multiple sessions after this to make sure we
I
got time
know.
for stuff.
As I said, the last part of this chapter. Then there's the finale, and then there's the finale, the sequel, and then season 2 finale. Now we're just gonna skip all of season 2. I still think it'd be funny to just skip to season 3, but anyway.
And then come back
But
to
it-
record season 2.
Yeah,
No,
season
actually-
2 would actually be season 3.
Oh my god.
Except for not recording it as season 2, recording it as season 1.5.
Now that we lost all our listeners, we are in the Penn State parking garage for guests as there is a battle ensuing between Ashley Simmons, whatever Nite's character's name is, I lost the thing, is Lance Lente, and I know it's here, Percival Flanagan. I was trying to remember his last name. Who have been hunting down people of his past, of Percy's past. Toto, Bobo, and Coco. One has been killed. Coco, we don't really know. And Toto is, well, grabbed the teenager that has been running around with them, Sadie Simmons, no relation to Ashley Simmons, before jumping down into the second level of, or I guess technically the 5th level of the parking center away from them. What would you guys like to do?
Okay, so the 2 bowls that are full, they're still like alive and stuck.
Yes.
Yeah, I tried to destroy one and couldn't.
And then the other 2 that I like more or less successfully moved away are still like where they're supposed to be. Or where
one
I left
one
them.
is near the
Okay.
one is near the ramp, getting ready to be
Okay.
it's pretty much is on the ramp, and then the other one is like kind of just 2 inches away from where you threw it.
So I think Lance
We're
is
not
going
going to talk about that one.
Lance is going to
Yeah, I
scoop
was
up
gonna
one
say,
of those.
so Ashley's gonna run, like she's gonna, as she sees Toto take Sadie, she's gonna run towards the ramp and like yells back at Lance and Percy something along the lines of like, we can't let him get away, and then she's gonna like run towards the ramp and pick up the bowl on her way down to the next level. She's still got her hockey stick.
Mm-hmm.
So a bowl and a hockey stick.
Lance is going to ask, as he's scooping up this bowl, is going to ask Percy, hey, do you have any idea what this ritual is supposed to do with these other 2 bowls?
Percy, I'm gonna jump in right here. Like as Lance asked that question, and like the clowns and everything coming back, like you're sitting there as you see like maybe the as you tried to attack the bull and then see maybe like the limp body of Sadie kind of loosely getting drugged down. Like your mind goes back to a thorn, this like not thorn, sorry, but like a mountain of logs and sticks that are in there as you hear your childhood friends saying, we gotta go. Sally, she's stuck. Like, we gotta go back. We gotta go. Like, and just the confusion between all of that becomes racing back up to your mind, specifically with this situation. Give me a sanity check.
Didn't mean to drive him insane.
That is a 90 over 48.
Oof.
Where's that die? There it is. Alright. You're going to take 3 points of sanity damage. As, like, you kind of come back to this moment and kind of hear the question.
So as Percy's like, basically as he's doing that, or like as that memory comes up, he's kind of like stuck staring off into space. So he doesn't actually even hear Lance or like acknowledge that he's there at the moment. Like he's kind of like tunnel visioned on that memory at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just like frozen, yeah.
Yeah,
like
kind of.
Seeing Percy just sort of stuck there, Lance is gonna like run over and give him a shake. Like, Percy, come back. He just ran off with Sadie, and I just want to know what the other two bowls might have been used for, or might go in them, so we can make sure it doesn't happen accidentally.
Percy kind of like, being shook, kind of like shakes his head out of the daze, kind of like looks around. He's like, where am I? And then like, as his memories kind of like come back, like he realizes where he's at, what's happening. And he looks at Lance and he's like, the bowls. I don't know. I don't know anything about the bowls. Clearly they're performing some sort of ritual, which has never gone well in the past, but I'm not sure what they're trying to do here with these. I tried to destroy one of them and I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that one, but we gotta go after Sadie. I'll just hold on to this bowl and maybe we can keep it away.
No, it's a good idea. We want to try and keep it. If we can kind of keep pieces away, that'll at least slow them down. So hold on to that. Don't let them get it. And then Percy's gonna kind of take off running after Ashley.
All right. Ashley, were you waiting for them?
No.
Okay. So while they're having that conversation, you run down and pretty much you see two figures in front of you.
Where are they in the, like, space? So if I'm on the ramp, I'm, like, coming down to the big open parking garage. Where are they?
Yeah, they're kind of, like, near one of the windows. So, like, as you come down, like, you take, like, a left-hand turn, you kind of see them. It's not near one of the exits. They're kind of, like, in a corner.
Okay.
Where it's dimly lit. But, something's changed now. Because before you is two Sadies.
Okay. So Ashley stops. And so, what's the distance that they are from me? Like in feet-ish? You don't have to be exact, just like...
We'll say like 10, 15.
Okay, so
right
pretty
there.
close. Okay.
Yeah.
So she stops.
Yeah, and so like you see one Sadie holding the other Sadie as the one that's being held is just like, quick, was that her voice? I think so. This isn't me being like, which one is it? No,
He
this
hasn't
is...
talked in 4 episodes.
I'm like, hold on, what's her voice? Just like, the one that's being held is like, he changed his face and he's pretending to be me, and now he's gonna like kill me or something. And then the other one's like, no, that's not true. That he transformed. And they're like both claiming as they kind of like both let go of each other, like they're kind of both. One is holding like a knife, but like is not using it in a threatening way.
Okay. Which one? The one that was being held or not?
The one that was doing the holding was holding the knife.
Okay. Okay, so Sadie like raises the hockey stick, and she's like, Sadie, it's gonna be okay. It's here. It's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. I just need to know which one is actually you.
And we can say at this point the boys show up.
I just Ashley just tried to come up with something. Okay, what is something that only Sadie and I would know for this person that actually
so
has
it, like,
no idea, really?
I know. As they're like running up and she's like racking her brain, she's like, what did Percy have for dinner?
That music swell was a good point. Well, hold on. Here's a good question. Which one are you pointing to? We'll say knife, Sadie, or non-knife Sadie.
I don't think she just put it out as a question. She wasn't asking either one.
Okay. And one's like, I don't know. I was reading the book. I wasn't paying attention. And the other one's like, sandwich, I think.
She like glances over her shoulder at Lance, and she's like, I don't think that worked. I don't know which one is the real Sadie.
So Lance is going to look at Percy like, you grab the one on the left, I'll grab the one on the right. We'll separate them and just hold them, both.
Percy nods and goes over and like stands behind one and kind of like grabs like their shoulder, keeps their arms pinned against their side.
Hey, who's holding who?
I'm grabbing the one on the right. Percy has the one on the left. I don't know which one.
Well, say which one has the knife and who doesn't have the knife.
Yeah.
Which one of you has the knife?
Well, which side is which? We're going
I don't
after
know.
They're kind of they weren't really like left and right. It was just kind of like jumbled, like kind of in a line
together.
We'll do this. I'm gonna roll a D100 here. Nite, high or low?
Low.
Okay, if it's 50 or lower, you have one with a knife. I rolled a 25. You have the one with a knife.
Oh, this will end well.
Joy.
So I'm gonna basically.
But they don't fight you. Like they're just like.
Yeah, I'll be holding it basically the same way that Percy described holding the other one.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, but they're both like, no, like that's the imposter. They're super sus. That game hasn't. Well, I guess technically that game came out, but it didn't get super big.
I don't think Sadie would talk that way.
I know. My brain didn't think fast enough of what she would actually be saying. But it's just like they both would be saying something on the lines of just like, you can't trust the other one.
And Lance is also going to take the knife away from the Sadie that he's holding, or at least attempt to.
Yeah, she gives it to you.
Oh, good. That's at least something.
Okay. So
I'm still going to call them Knife Sadie and non-Knife Sadie, so that way we know which one's which.
That's fine. It's,
do they both have the injuries that we saw on the real Sadie?
Why don't you do a spot hidden check?
Okay. What is my spot hidden? Why aren't you showing me? There we go.
Oh, you have a 0 in spot hidden? Wow. Seeing how
No.
you start off with 25.
But it is 25. Ooh! 16! 16 under 25. Do, 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 do.
It looks like both of them have wounds. But
Okay.
it's just, this is the problem where I'm forgetting what I've said.
So
That
the real
Ashley had.
Sadie had.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Ashley.
That's-
The
no,
real
sorry,
Sadie,
Sadie,
had
yeah.
a wound on her head.
On her head. I was like, I think she had a wound on her head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, they both have head wounds, but they're not in the same spot.
Oh my gosh. Is there a roll that I can do? Because I've been like staring at her forever for the last, whatever hours that I can try to remember.
Where's the memory roll?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. There should be a memory roll.
Where's the
There
player?
should be.
Where's the player memory roll?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't write down where her head wound was, but
To be
I
fair,
feel like
I don't know if I specified where the head wound is.
I don't think you did. But
Roll luck.
Ooh, okay. That's 67 over 54, unfortunately.
Yeah, in all the chaos, you're just like, I don't know which wound. Like, it could be either of them.
Okay.
But Lance
All
is
right,
going
all
to,
right.
with the one that Lance is holding, he's going to say, which one of you would she say is the real Sadie? Pointing to the other Sadie.
Don't not say that question again.
Asking the
pulling
Sadie
a,
that he's holding is which Sadie would the other one say is the real one?
And so she point. I guess she would say herself.
All right, you, and pointing at, and kind of nodding towards the other Sadie. Which of you would she say is the real Sadie? Basically, the same question reversed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he would say herself.
Well, clearly
And
I'm
then,
not
like-
cut out for this.
Yeah. Well, then the Sadie, knife Sadie is just like this. Lance, this isn't one of those puzzles where one is a liar, one's a truther, and they're gonna tell you what's it. It's
Wait,
just
the knife Sadie said that?
the knife Sadie saying this. Just like,
Oh my gosh.
oh my goodness, jocks are idiots.
Sadie, how did you get the knife?
He put it in my hand. And then the
How
other
did-
Sadie's just like he's always had it. He transformed his face.
Okay, why is this so hard? This shouldn't be this hard.
You
We
should
should
have
know.
gotten more sleep.
I should know. I should know which one is the real Sadie.
Should you? I think it's been pretty obvious that you didn't really care if she existed or not this whole time until she was
Listen,
on your.
She now has a kindred bond to Sadie. She will not let her die.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you know her past.
No, but we have experienced trauma over the last 4 hours, and that's all we need. That's all we need.
Oh, okay. It sounds like most people's voting habits. But anyway, let's keep going.
Let's see. What do I have?
I want to hear. Does Percy have any ideas?
No, Percy doesn't know anything about any of these people, so he has no
But
way
you
to
know about Toto.
I mean, I know about Toto. I think the problem is I don't know. I don't know enough. I would have to know both of them. Or like Toto's not gonna answer my questions truthfully. He is the wrong one to be asking. We would have to ask things we can corroborate about the real one. Do we know? I mean, would there be anything that only she would know? I mean, that's what we probably need to focus on.
Well, that's the problem is that
We
I
don't
don't think
know.
Lance or Ashley really
Yeah.
know Sadie well enough to.
Yeah.
We know her from that class, but our social worlds are not overlapping in that way.
And unfortunately, Toto was in that class with us. So, like, that's what I'm also wrestling with is, like, the only thing that we have that Toto wasn't at is, like, the dinner. Like, where we had dinner. He wasn't there. Sadie, what happened at the diner that started this whole thing? What was the event? What happened that got this all rolling?
Which one are you asking?
I'm just asking both of them.
Okay. So, Knife Sadie says, well, Teach, whose name I completely forgot.
I don't have my notebook, so can't help you.
I'm opening up my notes right now.
Professor Picklebottom.
It did feel like something like that, actually.
It's something with a
Pickman.
P.
Pickman.
Or Pittman.
Pickle bottom.
Professor Pittman. Picklebottom is a name I would use. Yeah, it's like, Professor Pittman gave us the paper. You didn't want to be part of the group because you wanted to go suck face with the other jock. And then we're told to come to the library. We saw that guy, points at Percy, and then for some reason we decided to go to the cafe. If you remember, there's also another part where Pittman wasn't there, which is the library. But
Sure. But yeah.
But I don't know, I guess that was the thing that kicked it off, unless you're talking about why we were outside and I got taken, then it would have been the text message.
So, question for you, Dave. When Percy uses his other ability, do I know if something's taken or not?
Like, there you are. Let me reread your...
So, like, if I tried to...
Like, if somebody else took something?
No. So, like, if I tried to take something that didn't actually exist, that they didn't have, would, like, I know it fizzled? Or, like, if I successfully pulled...
When you use it, you would look up... You pretty much would gain access to what you want to.
Right. So I would know if that existed in their mind, essentially.
Yeah.
All right. Then I am going to take the one I'm holding, and I'm going to search for a memory of Uncle Buster.
Okay. So, I'm trying to remember if you got to roll anything for this. How about, since you're doing that, there really isn't like a yes or no for it. I'm just trying to think. Give me a power roll just to see how, if you're able to, how clear you're able to decipher your search.
That is a 75 over 70, which I will push to 70. Well, use luck.
You use luck.
Yeah. Not push.
All right. So, you guys, how do you think this ability looks?
I mean, I kind of imagine just kind of putting since I'm standing behind, I would just put a hand on the back of her head.
Well, you're holding both arms to her sides right now.
Right. So I mean, I would release one and place it on the back of her head. So essentially what I'm doing, I have an ability called Memory Siphon, which allows me, after making physical contact, I can eat the memories of a person or a specific memory so that they never experienced it.
Oh. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. I thought so. That's why I gave it to him. So anyway, you guys just see Percy put his hand on... Well, you had non-knife Sadie.
Yes.
And so you do that, and you guys just be like, what are you doing? I don't want the. And then all of a sudden, you get snapshots in your head, like of just like going back in time, where it's just like Sadie, being ran around like throughout the campus, in class, well, in the library. But it's like kind of like a third person view a little bit, and then like it shows like memories of class and Pittman's class, and then it like goes all of a sudden back to where you see another version of you that is melting, and then you see this lizard version and cobra version of what, well, you don't know what it is, but you see pretty much your old friends of Caleb and Cora shooting this creature. Then you go back to like Uncle Buster pointing at a version of you, throwing back into cages and stuff, to where those things are being pointed back to you as you get taken from your friends back in the 30s. And then there's almost like a quick little snapshot of a house full of rubble and the 3 artifacts on the floor as they are looking up at Uncle Buster before it comes back. And while that's all going on, you guys all, both Ashley, Sadie, and Lance, you all see just like Toto's face begin to warp and melt, and it's just like, how do you have his power? How do you have his power? And it's just like, no, I can't. What do you do? Where'd he go? What? As like he kind of like faints.
And Ashley like looks at Percy and she's like wide-eyed. She's like, what did you do?
Percy just kind of shrugs and says, tricks of the trade.
Ashley is very afraid of him right now.
Mm-hmm.
So did he like totally faded out?
Like he's Toto now?
Yeah, he is like base Toto. Like, okay. Not the Toto. He's not Pittman.
Right.
He is like an older version of the Toto that we saw in the 30s.
Okay. So
kind of the same thing as Bobo is like paper, like almost like a little papery and stuff.
So sorry. No, go ahead. Go.
I was just gonna say that as soon as Ashley recognizes that Toto is Toto, she like runs up and just like wraps her arms around the real Sadie.
Yeah, Lance will also release Sadie and say something along the lines like, sorry, Sadie, had to figure out who was actually who.
No, I get it. I want to go upstairs. I want to get out of here.
And Ashley's like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, let's go. We gotta. We'll go.
Mm-hmm.
And while Percy has a hold of Toto, he is going to eat every memory that he has ever had.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah, you guys like
necessarily sound like the best of ideas, but you do.
I think Percy might be morphing into something that we have to fight.
So while this is all going on, as the college students kind of escort their friend away, we see like on the outside of the parking garage where we see Lance, Sadie, and Ashley kind of maybe both helping her out a little bit, as like you guys are sitting there, and then you just hear like, hold up, I think we need a slightly different song here. What's this one? No, that's a little bit more action oriented. We need no, this one. This is fun. as like we see like the night lights coming up. Maybe Lance, you kind of like open up your phone to see if you get any messages or anything. And you just maybe at this point you see like a Twitter post saying like, there's no clowns. We're calling it a night. Like, we'll get them next time. Like, it's just a bunch of like Twitter posts that like people are sending to you. And then like from there you just hear like, yo, bro, chachos, as Dawson comes up and with I forgot Audrey and the assistant coach, like just like just like I forgot that was his voice. But anyway, they're just like, what is going on? And there's like Dawson's just like, yo, me and the hockey team were pretty tight, you see? We took down the big boy.
And
Turns
Ashley, as he's talking, she's just so, like, traumatized and just glad that everyone's alive. She, like, as he's talking, just runs and, like, throws her arms around his neck and gives him a great big hug, which she's very much going to regret later, but she's not in control of herself right now.
Ash Dog, what's up? She regrets it now.
Dawson, I'm glad you're not dead. And then she like realizes what she's doing, and then she like pushes him away. She's like, and now is like holding his shoulders, and she's like, I'm just glad you're not dead, okay? And then she like pats his shoulders and like steps back.
Yeah, as Audrey steps up and she's like, yeah, it was weird. He like set him on fire. I forget his voice. He's not Toto, but he's got a voice that I can't do multiple times. He's like, yeah, turns out Big Boy was like paper mache. I lit him up like one of my blunts.
What?
Mm-hmm. He's in Ash Heaven.
Toto? I know he doesn't have memories, but is he just on the...
Percy's not with you guys.
Yeah,
you
Percy's
guys left him
still
with
on the
Percy.
garage.
You guys left.
Okay.
Don't
Sorry.
worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. We're getting there. And so...
Hey, team not hurt too bad, guy there? Just asking a captain, like, your team's all okay?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Like, we're probably gonna have to take off the next day or two to recover. You know how it is.
It's about right. It's about a recovery for a hockey team.
Mm-hmm.
Injury? What injury? Your leg's broken. That's fine.
Nah, it's supposed to bend that way. Now he can fly around like a helicopter. But yeah, so like you guys, like you kind of all like catching up and everything, and it's just like to the point where the past couple hours don't seem as bad as like maybe Audrey, like I think that's his name, and like for some reason like has like a bunch of like sports drinks. Like he's like, I had them in my bag for practice, and starts like kind of handing them out to anyone who takes it. And then it's just like, you know what, I imagine he has some like first aid skills as well. So like, and then he kind of looks over at Sadie, and he's just like kind of helps like clean her wound a little bit with what he can. It's not like they have a first aid kit on them, but like kind of just is double checking and all that. And it's a little bit peaceful as the everyone feels okay as we just kind of forget, and we hear like almost grunts of pain and like of suffering from inside the parking garage as this music doesn't fit anymore for what we want.
Man, I wonder what they're going to do for our grades for this class.
Right?
Percy's getting graded?
Well, I mean, our professor turned into an evil clown. I mean, we don't have a professor in the class anymore.
Mm-hmm. And like as you guys kind of like all chuckle with stuff like that, we kind of shift back into I don't know what. I figure the music will play eventually. We shift back into the parking garage as we see like Percy's like almost his eyes are glowing, and out of like the shadows we just hear Percy as a tall, spindly man with a ragged beard and polka dots all over steps down. He's like, "It's time to let him go."
Percy's like, it's like, no, not yet. He took everything from me, and now I'm taking everything from him.
Can you give me a intelligence check real quick?
What is wrong with these dice today?
Are they the ones I bought you?
No, they're not. They're the ones that were killing it last time. That is a 92 over 60.
All right. And then you, I guess, keep siphoning away. What memory are you going after this time?
So I'm initially starting by like pulling all of the memories of like, I guess like his working with Uncle Buster. So like just pulling all of that out. Like his goal is to kind of leave him like an empty husk.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, give me a luck roll real quick to see.
Oh, gosh. I need to change these dice out. That is a 93 over 44.
I'm surprised you didn't change them after the first bad roll.
That's like the third 90 I've rolled tonight.
Yeah, that definitely would have been swapped to the other set.
Yep. Alright, so we will try those.
Yeah, so maybe this one, like maybe you just go after that snake lizard form and like you pull that out as you see like your friends fighting and getting pretty badly hurt by fighting this creature before finally destroying it. But you see what looks like, it almost looks like the son of Caleb there. Like it's like almost, you're like, if you didn't, which you don't, we know it's Caleb. Like we know that it's David, Caleb's son, but you never met him, and you're just like that, like and just that picture of there as like, and you're like, I think that's an older version of Timmy.
Had kids?
Yeah, and so it's just like, that's strange as you kind of pull that out of him. Give me any, well, it's up to you, an intelligence or luck roll.
I will go intelligence because that is better. That's 74 over 70. I'll use luck again to.
Okay. And so, for some reason, like because of that, you remember, maybe it's Theodore's voice as he's just like, "Bird." Man, it's been a while since I've done his voice, but it's kind of hard to do more any emotion. But it's just like, he's like, "It's time to let go, Percy." As the Theodore's memory comes into play, and you remember him talking about the artifacts that Uncle Buster's like group was going after. And you go into there, and like you start siphoning out, like going deep, like finding out all the different ways as we see like an axe that was used in a murder scene, like a mass murder scene, a glove that used to threaten your friends' lives, and then the mask at the thing where they fought the weird distorted version of Uncle Buster, as it goes back and back and back and back, like through all these different things, and all of a sudden you learn something. You learn how you conceal Uncle Buster.
And so, like, stumbling on that knowledge, it actually kind of, like, shocks Percy out for a minute. So, like, you can kind of, like mentally envision, like, he was basically just, like, you know, pulling out, like, memories, just, like, ripping them out. And so, like, he comes across this one, and it, like, shocks him for a moment, and he, like, takes a step back and lets go of Toto.
And he just crumples to the ground, just like... And then, like, maybe that's when you realize that Theodore's there.
Percy looks at Theodore and, like, doesn't even acknowledge him. He's just like, I know how to stop him.
Stop who?
Buster. I just saw how we can lock him away.
Interesting. And, like, with that, he's like, he kind of, like, it almost looks like a static TV, like, as you're trying to, like, there's old TV sets where you're trying to get the rabbit ears to work, and, like, it's like his form, like, distorts a little bit. He's like, I cannot be here long. Let's discuss back at the base. And you know what that is. Like,
right, sure.
So.
Percy, like, looks around and doesn't see Ashley or Lance. He's like, but I can't leave yet. I'm working with people here.
Finish what you have to. We're going to be busy.
And Percy just nods.
And then, like, he fades, like, kind of distorts out of view. So what do you do?
So I guess I would kind of, like, look around, not seeing anybody. Where is it that they went? They went inside somewhere?
They're on the ground floor. Like, maybe with the quiet now. Yeah, with the quiet, maybe you can kind of hear them.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't have anywhere else to go, so I would have gone back down as well.
Yeah. Well, as you begin to walk away, you feel a hand grip your ankle. As Toto looks up at you, and he's just like, I don't know who you are, or what I was doing. But I do know as long as someone remembers who I am, I will be back. As he, like, begins to, like, bubble, as, like, his face, like, forms and stuff, and just like, yes, we all three will be back. And, like, he kind of becomes, like, a puddle on the ground.
Just a little clown puddle.
Very funny.
Percy's going to kind of, like, stare at the puddle of clown thoughtfully for a moment, and then brushes it aside and turns around and walks away and doesn't think about him anymore.
Mm-hmm. All right. So do you join the people downstairs?
I go down.
I think I wish those faded out in and out a little bit better. So, as you begin making your way down, like, more and more of the ritual comes into your mind, where one of the things you know that you need is the artifacts. you also know that you need the 4 bronze bowls that are upstairs, or at least 3 of them are.
Right, because
Well-
Lance has the other one.
Are,
Ashley,
I was gonna say, did Ashley
had
drop
one.
the other one? Because otherwise, the
Probably,
2 are
actually.
downstairs.
Yeah, so 2 of them are upstairs, 2 of them are downstairs. So, with that knowledge, if you want to, before you go down, collect them.
Yeah, I'll collect them before I go down.
So, like,
Yep.
as you go up, it's just like, it seems like with Toto gone, whatever ritual was there is, like, pretty much, like, whatever was holding them in place, like, the blood is now gone, the fire has extinguished, and you're able to pick them up, and then, with no problem.
Right. Yep. So I pick them up, collect them, and then head down to the first level.
To where now campus security is pulling up, and they're just like, all right, break it up, everybody, you got to go back to your dorms. It's getting close to curfew.
He like walked up to us.
He's kind of just like saying it as he's driving by. He's just like, these kids running around chasing stupid clowns.
Where was Percy? He got the bolts, but when
He's
like,
pretty much down at
yeah.
the, like, he was walking out of like the stairwell or whatever when.
Right. Like, I'm headed your way.
So Ashley like is a little bit still in a daze and looks over and like sees him, and so she kind of like quickly walks up to him and she's like, You're really here? Like, she like goes to like touch his arm. She's like, that happened, right? That was real.
Percy just nods and is like, it was very real.
I don't... Who are you?
Percy kind of is, thoughtful for a moment and is like, it's a question I ask myself actually quite a bit.
And actually, like, as much as that doesn't answer her question, like, you can just tell that like lands after going through this whole scary experience, something that she's never been through before in her life, and facing hers and other people's mortality for the first time. So she doesn't say anything, she just kind of like pauses, and then she like looks Percy in the eye and she just says, Thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know what would have happened if you weren't here.
Percy, kind of embarrassedly, like, just kind of looks down in a way and just, nods his head. Yeah, being his very awkward self.
So Ash, oh, go ahead.
Lance is also gonna kind of approach the Ashley and Percy there as we see recipes on.
I don't know what the heck is going on there.
Back to the recipes now, or well, whatever window that
Now
is.
it's Twitch.
So Lance is gonna walk over as well, and it's like, so the other one taken care of?
I think so.
Yeah.
At least
Lance,
for now.
Well, Lance is gonna offer a fist bump and is like, well, good on you for you fought well. Great job, man.
Percy's going to very confusedly just look at his fist and then look at Lance. He has no idea what a fist bump is. So he just kind of like reaches out and like grabs his fist and just kind of like shakes it up and down.
Let's look like. Yeah, whatever. I don't know what planet you crawled out of, but that's gonna look like.
I love that.
Okay,
I love that so much.
so what now?
I know how to lock them away. I saw how to do it. We need the bowls, and we need the artifacts.
What are you artifacts? What are you talking about?
What are the artifacts, Dave?
What are they?
They, in pretty much what we would know them as the glove, the axe, and the mask.
Okay.
Also begs the question: is Percy going to describe this to these kids that are like really way out of their league in this? But like,
That's up to Percy.
I mean, Percy would say, there's three artifacts: a glove, a mask, and an axe. But those are the keys to locking away the leader of this circus, Buster, which should stop everything.
but Lance is gonna like hold the bowl that he's got in his hand, kind of in front of him a little bit, not offering it to Percy, but like I don't know what they were actually trying to do with these bowls, but it didn't seem like a good thing. Are you sure about this?
I'm sure it was. They were not using it for a good thing, but like most doors, they swing both ways, and so these tools can be used to lock away the one who is trying to release something.
I don't think at this point Lance is convinced that he should allow this bowl out of his grasp at this point. But
Ashley, no, Ashley doesn't have hers. She just dropped it on the ground. So Percy has the one that she left up there. She looks at Lance and she's got some of her composure back and she's like, "What do you think you're doing? He clearly isn't of our world and already took out 2 of the 3 of them. Give him the bowl. He knows what's going on. We don't. We're 20 years old. Stop being
I
such
took
a
out
jock."
one too, Ash Dog.
Shut up, Dawson.
No.
Percy's going to look at Lance and like reach out and say, it's okay, Lance. I understand. But this is what needs to be done.
So who's supposed to do this? Like, who's supposed to be doing this thing then? Are you just gonna take this bowl and do whatever ritual needs to be done? Like,
No, we'll do it together.
all right. How about I hold on to this until we find out what these artifacts are? And
Ashley is so annoyed right now. She doesn't know who or what Percy is, but she 100% knows that he knows way more than her and is way more competent. And she just thinks that Lance is being an arrogant jerk. And she's like, "Why are you making this difficult? We
Well,
almost died. Almost died. Give him
Look.
the bowl."
look, as much as Percy helped, we just met Percy tonight as well. Like,
What are you
I
going to
get
do with
that
the
he-
bowl?
I
What do you
get that he
think
helped.
you're doing? He's offered to let us help. Also, she looks back at Percy and she's like, "I'm not sure I'm in for that. Thank you for saving my life, but might not be in for another ritual." And then she turns back to Lance and she's like, "You and I, we're nobodies. We go to school. We go to parties. You hit a thing across ice. I do my hair and makeup and look pretty. This man, creature, sorry, but you are like 100 years old or something. So much bigger than us. Let him do what he needs to do. He saved Sadie. Don't get in your own way here, Lance. It's what you do all the time.
Well, I mean, that's what you say, but I mean, yes, he helped us save Sadie, and I appreciate that as well, but at the same time, the only thing I've seen that this bulb possibly used for is bad, so I want to know more about what's going on before I just give this thing up and we find out 2 days down the road here that now we're in a bigger pot of stew than we are already.
Uh-huh.
With that, let's jump forward a little bit into time. Maybe as that part ends, we see that the security comes back and it's like, you dang kids, get back to bed. And it's just to the point where it's just like, Sadie's like, we should go. And maybe Dawson's like, I can't get caught out again. So, you guys, as time goes forward, we pretty much, a story comes out of how Professor Pittman was actually found unconscious in his house. It seemed that and it looks like there was signs of struggle and everything, where someone was holding him up with, and he said that it was like for at least a week or so, but they found him, and he's pretty much, but from that he's like, I can't really come back for a couple weeks. So he kind of, the report that you guys were all given, he just is like, I didn't assign that to you guys, but just like this is in an email. It's just choose any myth, like regional myth in Pennsylvania to write about, and just you can work in groups or on your own. It's up to you. But yeah, I will see you guys hopefully in next later this month. So yeah, it's up to you, and yeah, that could probably, let's see, this was Monday, and so that maybe he was found maybe Wednesday and Thursday probably Thursday after they realized he hasn't come in and someone went to go check in on him. So I'll ask, you know what, I'm gonna do this. So as that email comes up, Ashley, maybe you're reading that in the cafe that you guys were at before, as you're reading that, and all of a sudden you just hear, Ashley? And it's Sadie.
She like startles because she was like in the thing, and initially she like bristles because like the old Ashley like doesn't want to be bothered, too cool for school, comes out, and then she like realizes it's Sadie, and she's like, oh hey, hi Sadie, do you want to sit down?
I was just wondering if you wanted to work on the project together. Like, we were on a team, and I know it was like a weird psycho killer that wanted to eat our brains or something, but I don't know, that Percy guy, he brought up some weird things, like maybe we shouldn't dig into Centralia. That seems like an overused concept, but maybe there's something else that he mentioned that we could talk about.
Ashley she's like immediately annoyed by the project, and so she's like, I can't believe that we still have to do this stupid project after everything that we've been through. Like, come on man, can't he just let this one go? And then she like softens a little bit. She's like, But sure, if I have to do it, I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. And it's got to be easier if we do it together, right?
Yeah. And then, like, you kind of see her face go a little pale. She's like, you probably shouldn't turn around.
She turns around.
Yeah. As was called in the very first episode, Amber and Adam stinking making out behind, like, in the bushes, like, outside the thing.
And Ashley is like speechless for a second, and then
You know, while you're speechless and trying to figure that out, like, out of nowhere, Dawson comes up and then you just, like, all of a sudden, like, for some reason, has, like, a super soaker. Like, and he just starts spraying them and everything. And then, like, he's just, like, you can't hear anything because maybe it's, like, across the way and everything. And then, like, he just looks over and he's just like, yeah!
and Ashley like can't help herself, and she just starts laughing. And then she like turns back around to Sadie, and she's like, I mean, I guess we knew it was gonna happen, right? Adam's stupid. It's fine.
I don't know. I never talked with him. So, but if you don't want to work with Dawson, I totally understand. He's obnoxious.
Wait, Dawson was part of this deal?
No, like,
okay,
I'm
okay.
just, I didn't know if you're having to change the heart since he was spraying them with a water bottle or gun or whatever he had.
No, I'm sure that had nothing to do with me, and that was just Dawson being Dawson, but I might drop out of school if we have to work with him, let's be honest.
So, and then, like, I don't know, in the background, you just see him, like, spraying literally anybody that's just walking around, just, like, somehow he lost his shirt, and then, like, in behind him, you see, like, the assistant captain of the hockey team just like, ah! Just, like, running behind him, and a couple other of them. They all have, like, super soakers. I'm not going to put Lance there, but it's just, like, the more rowdy group that it's just, for some reason, he is, like, I imagine, like, you guys didn't have a mascot, but now, like, Dawson is just so in with everybody that he is, like, they gave him the mascot thing.
Half the hockey team has adopted Dawson.
Yeah.
I mean, he did save their lives, so that makes sense.
He fought with Dawson fought with the hockey team, so the hockey team's like, yeah, you're one of us.
Yeah, he's just been adopted. Yeah.
And guess what? You're one of us, so you're gonna learn how to skate.
Yeah, it's just like a quick montage of him, like, going and putting one foot on the ice and then just, like, smack, and his, like, nose is, like, bleeding out, just like, ah. What is Lance doing?
Well, I guess where is Lance at this point in this?
We'll say that you got that same email. I'm also gonna say, like, within, like, all the stuff and just the busyness of all that, maybe you kept where would you keep the bowl? Like, would you just keep it, like, hidden in your dorm or, like, locker for your equipment?
Yeah, I think I would have found somewhere at least reasonably secret and secure to keep it. Maybe, like, in the top of in the lockers, in, like, the top of it where it's out of sight and not readily visible.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you go ahead.
Lance is not completely mistrusting of Percy, but wants to know more before he just hands over this thing to do some weird ritual that, well, the only thing he's seen it used for is bad.
Mm-hmm. And so you, but yeah, we'll say that maybe you see this, like, on your phone as you're in the locker room, like, after a workout session or something, and you're just in there cleaning up, and maybe you have, like, somehow Dawson had got your text message probably from one of the other, or your phone number and is just like, "Yo, L Dog partners," then you don't have to answer that. But yeah, you finish like maybe your conditioning and you're getting ready, and you like maybe out of the corner of your eye, maybe where you hid the bowl, like it's kind of in the back, but like you see some movement back there, which no one should be going back there.
Well, I'm gonna definitely be investigating.
Yep. So maybe as you turn the corner, you come face to face with a large, spindly man with polka dots over, scraggly beard, pupilless eyes, dark skin, and he's just, hello, Lance. And in his hands is the bowl.
So Lance is going to, like, reach for the bowl while saying, "Do I know you?"
And as you reach forward, he's like, "No, as like he waggles his finger back and forth as he kind of like, it's fast, but then like also weirdly slow as he moves it back, and he's just, you have done your part. Now it's time for others to finish theirs."
So Lance is still kind of taken aback here, but and it's like, the last time I saw that bowl was, well, you haven't, you clearly know where it was, but where I last saw that bowl, it was being used in what seemed to me as pretty bad usage. So what are you planning on doing with it?
Ending things. But
What things?
I don't have time to explain it all.
Sum it up. Give me some credit here, man. Sum it up.
Do you know your uncle? David? Yes. He knows me. And he knows I can be trusted. Go ahead.
What's your name? At least give me a name.
My name is Theodore. Pleasure to meet you, Lance. And for your benefit, I hope it's the last time. As like he begins to like static, like the same thing we saw earlier, like that staticky kind of reception kind of going out of focus.
That's gonna be like, that's it?
For you.
And Lance, seeing this thing disappear in front of him with this bowl that he thought was
roll sanity.
secreted. That is a 46 over 36, which tracks.
Lose 32 sanity.
Also tracks. Lance is gonna be like, just, well, I mean, I guess I'll have to try and get a hold of David and find out what he knows about this thing.
I like to imagine that the only the information you have of David is he never comes to family reunions. He's like this old curmudgeon and doesn't go out anywhere. He also has some weird hippie friend.
I see David at that point would probably actually be at those family reunions personally and not, but be kind of standoffish and not like super friendly with everyone, but showing himself and...
Oh, like Percy. in season 2 or episode 2 Percy.
But like,
Chapter 2.
be there, but not necessarily as part of every little thing going on. Lance probably has not talked to David more than once or twice in his life, and probably not for very long. They're not. He's not like that close of relative. I don't think would be uncle, but close enough for Theodore terms. But
yeah, Theodore doesn't really know human relations.
I guess I'll have to see if I can get a hold of David. I don't even know how to do that right now. This is like his thought process. Like, I don't even know how to get a hold of them. He must be ancient now.
Yep. And with that, we kind of transfer to Percy, as somehow he knows the last bull's being taken care of, and we just kind of see him, like, as the rest of the college students are walking away, he kind of just comes in the way he goes the way he came in. He walks towards a tree line, and then maybe Sadie or Ashley or Lance goes to, like, call out for him, but there is no more Percy, as he is somehow, just as he showed up, is gone. And with that, it is the end of chapter 9. And next week will be the finale.
Well then.
Yay.
Do we have answers?
Yay.
Nope.
Somebody does.
David, tell me about this thing. What do you know about this person?
Alright. Do we want to... our normal little sneak peek?
Sure.
So, I feel like we need slightly different music. We'll just play this song again to set the theme. It's dark. We're in some woods. We see a couple of people, these two people running through the woods. One is tall, one is short. Any defining features are not clear. It is dark as they kind of run by, and then all of a sudden they kind of freeze for a second as they see kind of like beams of light kind of cross in front and around them through the woods before they kind of settle down, as they kind of hear voices echoing throughout the trees before they get the courage up again and start running and crunching through the woods, as they all of a sudden make their way to a clearing, as we see a little cabin, little rundown cabin that everyone, if this was on a television show, would know as Cutter's Cabin. Hi. See you next week.
It all cycles around.
Always comes full
Boy.
circle.
I told you. You get one episode. So.
Fun.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, friends.